There are elements on Earth so rare that if you held just a few grams in your hand, you'd be holding more money than a mansion. But why are they worth this much? Stay with me because I'm about to tell you everything I know. Let's start with the big kahuna, the absolute heavyweight champion of you can't afford this, antimatter. Now, antimatter isn't technically a single element, but hear me out. This stuff costs an estimated $62.5 trillion per gram. That's trillion with a T. To put that in perspective, you could buy every single iPhone ever made, throw in a few small countries, and still have change left over. So what makes it so expensive? Well, for starters, we have to literally create it using massive particle accelerators. We're talking facilities that cost billions of dollars to build. And after all that effort, all that money, all that brain power from the smartest people on Earth, we can only produce a few atoms at a time. Oh, and here's the kicker. Antimatter annihilates the moment it touches regular matter. So you can't exactly store it in a Tupperware container in your fridge. Scientists have to trap it using magnetic fields, which is basically the universe's most expensive and complicated version of don't let the balloon touch the floor.
You know what?
The only thing antimatter is currently good for? Making scientists feel important and giving Hollywood writers an easy plot device. Oh no, the antimatter bomb! Yeah, we can barely make enough to power a light bulb for a millisecond, but sure, let's worry about bombs. But wait until you hear about the element that's so radioactive, it literally kills itself. Welcome to californium-252, the element that sounds like it should be sipping kombucha in Los Angeles, but is actually one of the deadliest substances known to humanity. At $27 million per gram, this bad boy is what happens when scientists get bored and decide to create something that probably shouldn't exist. It's a synthetic element, meaning it doesn't occur naturally on Earth. And honestly, Earth is probably grateful for that. Californium-252 is so ridiculously radioactive that a single microgram can emit 170 million neutrons per minute. That's like if your annoying neighbor who always wants to chat multiplied himself by 170 million and they all knocked on your door at once, every single minute. So why would anyone pay $27 million for a gram of this stuff? Well, it turns out it's actually useful. It's used in cancer treatment, detecting explosives, and finding oil deposits. So it's like the world's most expensive multi-tool, except instead of a bottle opener and a tiny knife, you get radiation that can see through your body and detect bombs. Practical! Only about half a gram of californium-252 is produced each year, and there are only 2 facilities in the entire world that can make it. Talk about exclusive. This is like the supreme drop of the chemistry world. Think that's rare? The next element is so exclusive, scientists have only made a few atoms of it, ever. Let me introduce you to francium, the element that's basically the Bigfoot of the periodic table. We know it exists, but good luck finding it. At any given moment, there's estimated to be only about 20 to 30 grams of francium in the entire Earth's crust. The entire crust! You know, that thing that covers the whole planet? Yeah, about an ounce of francium in all of it. Francium is so unstable that it has a half-life of just 22 minutes. That means if you somehow manage to collect a gram of it, which you can't, but let's pretend, half of it would be gone in the time it takes to watch a sitcom episode. By the time you finished your lunch, you'd have basically nothing left. Scientists have estimated that if you could somehow gather enough francium to actually sell it, it would cost about $1 billion per gram. But here's the thing, you literally can't. It decays faster than my motivation to go to the gym every January. And the cherry on top? If you somehow manage to accumulate a visible amount of francium, the heat from its own radioactive decay would immediately vaporize it. It's so extra that it can't even exist without destroying itself. Francium is basically the drama queen of elements. Oh, you want to study me? Watch me disappear. Quick thing, If you're loving these mind-blowing stories about the rarest stuff on Earth, subscribe to this channel. More wild content coming your way every week. Hit that like button if you learned something new today.
Welcome to polonium, the element that's famous for all the wrong reasons. Polonium is basically the element you'd choose if you were writing a spy thriller and needed something that sounds scary. And unlike most thriller plots, this one is actually accurate. Polonium-209, while not the same isotope used in that case, costs about $49 million per gram. And before you ask, no, you can't buy it on Amazon. It's highly regulated for reasons that should be extremely obvious. What makes polonium so deadly? Well, it's incredibly radioactive, but it primarily emits alpha particles. Alpha particles can't penetrate your skin, so externally, polonium is relatively harmless. But if you ingest it or inhale it, game over. Those alpha particles tear through your internal tissue like a tornado through a trailer park. Polonium-209 has a half-life of 103 years. The only practical use for polonium, it's used in devices that eliminate static electricity in industrial processes. So, somewhere out there, a $49 million per gram element is being used to make sure your plastic sheets don't stick together. Seems like overkill, but okay. And finally, let me tell you about an element so new that it barely has a Wikipedia page.
All right, this is where we enter the realm of scientists got way too creative. Endohedral fullerenes aren't technically a pure element. They're more like molecular cages made of carbon that trap other atoms inside them. At $167 million per gram, these are some of the most expensive materials ever created. And what do we use them for? Well, currently, not much. They're being researched for potential use in quantum computing, drug delivery, and diagnostic imaging. Notice I said researched, as in, we're not actually using them yet, but we might someday. So, there you have it. The most expensive elements and materials in the world. What have we learned? Well, mainly that scientists are willing to spend absolutely absurd amounts of money to create things that barely exist, immediately decay, or might kill you if you look at them wrong. Thanks for watching, and remember, the most expensive element in your life should be the element of surprise. That was terrible. I'll see myself out. And as always, stay curious.